Hey guys, thanks for following our trip. I figured I'd do a walkthrough video today for you. This is our camper. I don't know if you want to step out a little bit. It's pretty big. We have the slides out and everything right now because we're docked. But this thing has 4 slides on it, which is quite a lot for a camper. Normally they only have 2 about for the mid-size ones. But we'll start with the outdoor. They have these awesome little magnets right here that just keep it right up for you so it doesn't come down and hit you, though I don't know if I fully trust it yet. But I don't know if she can get in here, but there is a massive amount of storage in here. We have a massive 10,000 watt generator. We got my electric smoker in there for smoking ribs and barbecue, and we have a ton of storage bins, fishing poles. There's a lot of room in here, guys. You could put like a twin size mattress in here, maybe even a full, and there'd be a whole nother bedroom right there, as long as you don't mind traveling in the cold. We have propane tanks on each side, so it's a dual propane system. When one of them runs out, the other one just kicks on, so it's pretty nifty, pretty easy to operate. And then over on the front, we have kind of another storage compartment. This is where the batteries are, but you can put a lot more in it. We have just our hose and sewer tanks and pretty much all the stuff that we need when we hook up in here. But yeah, I've got another space right there. And they all latch with these little screw-like hinges. This does come generator prepped. I think you need some kind of a smaller generator than what we have. Our 10,000 watt wouldn't fit in there. But it has vents to let the fumes come out, so that's pretty cool. This is the other side of our storage, and on this side is where the more important things are. We have our water and all of our, this is going to keep opening. I don't know if Jazz wants to hold that open for me. We have all of our water valves right here, and has a nice little tutorial label to tell you how things need to be when you're hooking up for winterized mode, city water, if you're dry camping, stuff like that. And then over here is our leveling system, which Jazz uses more than I do. That's kind of her job. She likes to do that. Don't you, Jazz?
Yeah.
So you also have your valves right there to pull on to dump your gray and your black tank. Make sure that you don't do that unless you're ready to, or else, you know, I'm sure you can use your imagination. So we have 2 of our slides out right now on this side. This is our little TikTok right there. Give ourselves a plug. And this is our electric. This is a 50 amp, so it's one of the biggest industrial sized electric cables that you can really have. 50 amps is a lot. That can run 2 ACs, the microwave, all your televisions, really just quite a lot of power. You can see how thick of a hose this is, but you can actually get attachments to take this down from 50 to 30 to 15. So depending on what you have for plugins, that's pretty nice to be able to go down when you need to. We bought 2 new bikes right before we started this vacation, so we'll be able to get to use those. Jazz bought this awesome little hitch that I put together, and so far, it seems to work pretty good. This is our ladder to get up on the top. And we even installed a camera. That didn't come with it, but it did come prepped to add one. And that allows me to be able to basically see when I'm backing the thing up. And as I'm sure you can imagine, a 40-foot camper, backing that up is no easy task. So when I'm inside of my truck, I have a little monitor that shows me basically this whole screen with parking lanes, which does help a lot, for sure. This I think I have locked, so I might have to go get the keys. I will be right back. I just got to figure out which one it is.
Gray.
What would I do without you, Jazz? So this is automatic, almost like the new car trunks. Kind of just comes up with little hydraulics. This has a, I guess you could call it a mini fridge. It's pretty good size. And we also have a sink, a couple cabinet spaces, and this pulls out right here into an outdoor propane kitchen. So I mean, you can even do some outdoor camping right when you need it, which is pretty cool. You don't even have to pull out any additional things.
You gonna lock that with the key?
All right, so let's come on inside. We'll show you our house. These stairs just lift up in, so when we get ready to go, we just literally lift them right up inside, so they come out pretty easy. Probably pretty dark in here, so the first thing we can do is come in here and turn on all our lights. These are all battery, so even when you're hooked up to electric, they're still going off your battery, but the electric's always perpetually charging the battery. But anything that's like that is all off the battery. We have our control station right here, so it shows us, I don't know if you want to get this. This shows us how charged it is. Right now it's full because it's plugged in. So if it's on the top, it's either full or charging. In this case, it's charging. But this also shows us our black tank levels, our gray tank levels, so we know how much water we have in all the tanks. We also have all the heaters in there, and there's all the buttons to do all the slides and the awnings and stuff all right in there, so that's pretty cool. This is our thermostat, which you can set on AC from here. You can set on heat for the propane, and you can even set it on electric heat, which doesn't work as good as propane, but if you're in a mildly warm climate and it's just getting a little cold, electric's great for that. But that's all done through right here. Now normally there's a pretty good sized table here, a little nook to eat, but honestly me and Jazz, we use most of our tables and stuff around here. We have little TV trays, so we really didn't need this table, but what we did need was room for the dogs. So Jazz kind of came up with this genius idea of almost making like a vet type kennel where it's on top of another one. We have these zip tied in. So far this has been pretty good. Gomez doesn't really like being lifted into the top, but he's getting used to it. Molly's is in the bottom. But yeah, we basically just opened this space up for more stuff. Really didn't need the table. Then right there you have our kitchen top. This is an island, and it even comes with this grate to cover the sink for more counter space, which is awesome. Right now we got a bunch of dirty dishes in there because we haven't been hooked up to do them recently. Kind of just been on the road traveling. But nice amount of countertop space over here. We have a really powerful microwave. This is better than pretty much any microwave I've ever used. It cooks everything in like a minute. So I don't know what wattage this is, but it's a beast. We got a full gas range oven. We actually cooked our Thanksgiving turkey. How big was that turkey?
19 pounds.
19-pound turkey. That is one big turkey, and we cooked the whole thing in here. Turned out awesome. And here we have a full-size fridge. Get a look at that fridge. I mean, there's a lot of space in there. Freezer. So you could really live out of this thing. There's just so much space. This is a pretty huge fridge. It can go on propane or electric, and there's even an auto option if you just want to keep it on that. When it is plugged into electricity, it just kicks on and uses electricity. But when you have it on propane, it just strictly uses propane for that. Here we have, I guess you could call these our movie theater feats. Look at that. Apparently I have a lisp right now. There's a button right here that you can use. The dogs try to jump up here with us, but unfortunately there just really isn't much room. Gomez, come here. Wait, you don't want to get up tonight? Alright. So yeah, pretty good size recliner. Very comfortable seats. There's even a cup holder with a light bulb that you tap and it turns on an LED ring. It's kind of bougie, but Lets you see your drink at night when you're watching movies. Then over here we have our couch. This actually pulls out into a king-size bed. Comes all the way to the island. If you can visualize that, that comes all the way to the island. So it's a pretty big-size futon that it pulls out to. I would show you, but we have all Jazz's decorations. She kind of decorated for the holidays, right?
Yeah.
We got a tea. This came with the camper. I think it's a 55, right, Jazz?
50.
50. Yeah. And there's a little latch right here, a little lever that you can use to open it up to a swivel with a ton of storage space behind there. All the storage you'd ever need in here.
It's where we keep our snacks.
Tons of snacks and some of our pots and pans. And then there's even more cabinet space up here. Tons of cabinet space. This is our electronic fireplace. This is a space here that definitely puts out a lot of heat. Though we just got to Georgia, and I can tell you guys we absolutely don't need any heat right now. But I figure I'd show it to you. When you're in a cold climate, these campers, they're not really meant. They tell you it's 4 seasons, but they're not really meant to heat up off just the furnace in the wintertime once it starts hitting 30 degrees. So if you're like in northern Maine or Massachusetts, New York, anywhere around there where it gets to be like 25 degrees or colder at night, you definitely want to run this alongside with your furnace. The two going together, you can pretty much make it happen though. You will burn through a lot of propane, right, Jazz? How much did we burn through in just 3 weeks?
I want to talk about it.
She doesn't want to talk about it. It was like $1,000. All right, moving on. Here's our spice cabinet, or more storage space. That's where we keep all our spices, toaster, cups, stuff like that. And then in here, this is our side office. So it's a whole nother room. Jazz just uses this as her computer office. But right here there is a bunk bed. It's almost like a tiny little loft that you can pull up with these latches. And then there's a couch below that you can sit in when this is pulled up. And what you can even do is pull this couch out to a queen-size bed. So we have a queen-size futon and a king-size futon. So you could fit, what do you think, Jazz? I mean, probably 8 to 10 people in here. It would be a little crowded. But there's enough space for that many people to sleep in here. We got a TV and a bunch of cabinets. All the storage space you'd really ever need. And then up here, we have a queen-size loft. So again, that's another queen-size bed up here. It's kind of tight, but it's meant to be a loft. I don't know if Jazz can really see much in here because we don't have a lot of people traveling with us. It's just the dogs and us, so we just use this for more storage space. But you could fit a whole nother couple of people up there. This is our bathroom in here. And it's a really spacious walk-in shower. I mean, that's bigger than some walk-in showers I've actually seen in houses. Really nice. It came with a pretty weak jet for the shower head, but we just upgraded the shower head, and now it's like a house shower. It's really nice. And we just keep all of our stuff in the sink while we're traveling so it doesn't fall all over the place. And then this is the last stop. This is the bedroom. It has this sliding door right here. I don't know if Jazz wants to slide that shut. It's like a mirror door. Probably hard to see in the video, but it's a sliding door. We have a, what is this, a 42, 47?
Something like that.
Mounted to the wall, and our Blu-ray players, video game consoles. I got my computer here, so lots of space there. And then this is our king-size bed that slides out. It has these two lights that all you got to do is tap the little metal circle and they come right on. There's 3 different settings of light, which is awesome. And then we have a full-size closet right here. As you can see, it's kind of bent. If you were watching our travel diaries, you'd know that the first night that we took this thing on an 8-hour trek, this whole thing actually came down and broke. So we had to put in reinforced screws to put it back up, and it has since held, so hopefully that keeps up. And then right here, I can't really open it all the way. I guess you can't really see in there, but there's more technical closet space, and there's hookups for a washer dryer. So if you get one of those little washer dryer combos that kind of sit on top of each other, you could technically even take a washer dryer with you. Although you probably wouldn't want to run it on a tank because it would use your whole tank of water in one shot. That's probably more for when you're at a campground and you're hooked up, so that you can just dump the water right into the drain. But yeah, that's basically the whole camper. This is a massive camper. We've already had some issues with it, and being a first-time RV owner, I guess I didn't realize, and I'm sure if anybody's watching this that has a camper of their own, they're really not built well, even the super expensive ones like this. There's so many small things that you would be surprised could go wrong with it. Trim popping out in some areas, which you might have to re-glue back in. We've already had a few small problems, which if you've been following TikTok or the diary, you probably already know about them. But if you get a camper, try to treat it like it's a Lamborghini. You know, try to take absolute care of it. But at the end of the day, don't stress. A lot of things are going to go wrong with it. But that's what your warranties are for and your insurance claims. As long as you have good insurance and a good warranty, they'll take care of you. So that's basically it, guys. Definitely keep watching us for our trip, and I'm sure it'll be a crazy one. And we like to thank you for coming along for the ride.